Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Arrowfire. Welcome back to another episode of Look Out and Shout. Yeah, I'm wearing the same top as I did in the last video. Are you implying that I recorded these videos back to back at the same setting? That's crazy. Ludicrous. I shan't hear of it. But today we are reviewing, Hasbro's Age of the Primes Fireflight. One of the last, if not the last, member of the Aerialbots to make Superior at last. So yeah, they've released these in kind of waves. You had an arm and a leg come out with Slingshot and Air Raid. And then arguably Silverbolt came out first, and then finally you then backtrack with the other arm and leg to get Skydive and Fireflight. So yeah, naturally these two were released at the same time. Very looking forward to get this one because, as you'll see on the product shots on the back, he's got quite a lot of detail on the chest on the go. He's very pretty, very vibrant white, very vibrant red as well. So I was quite looking forward from seeing some product shots. So what I was going to get my hands on here. Much like before, you have the character art on the front, you have Superior on the side, the Primes on one side, and of course the product shots on the back. Inside the box comes the figure itself, along with the instructions and the gun accessories. Let's get on with the review, shall we? And here he is in his robot mode. This is definitely one of the more superior releases of this set. It's got all the right details, such a good mold for it. The head sculpt is very good. The expression on the face, very good. Couple of tolerance issues that you noticed immediately. The transformation's fun to do. The kibble was in the right places without being overbearing. If they were all like this, I would be happy. But this is a bit of a diamond in the rough, I'm afraid to say. I think the colours are really standing out for me on this one. The white of the robot mode is quite hidden in jet mode, so it pops more when you get it to like this, tops of the shoulders and the arms and the head and the thighs even. But where he's in jet mode, he's predominantly red, if not all red. So that's doing a lot of work as well. Both very nice adaptations of the colours, so it pops all the more. Love the gubbins on the chest. It's very akin to the character, nothing entirely new here. But it's a good job, it's been done well. Again, the big thing that's holding this guy back, as it is for the entire set, is his size. Let's get in for a closer look. At least it has the blue hips this time, whereas Fans Toys forgot to put those in. Anyway, love that face sculpt. He's got that kind of cheeky chappy smiley expression. The eyes look really good, nice soft blue on the go. Love the gubbins. There's a lot going on here, but interestingly, I've just noticed no room for an Autobot insignia. How about that? Other than his tail wings, or his wings in general. But I'm surprised there's not one on his chest. Just food for thought. Yeah, everything is good and it's here, and I'll show you a bit of articulation whilst we're here. So head can't really look up, can look down a bit though, interesting. Tight round the neck, but we'll do a full 360, and I've done an inverted waist rotation with the neck. Shoulder out at the side, full 360 all the way around, bicep rotation. Elbow bend will go up to a full 90 as that's part of the transformation. No wrist movement, and unlike before with Skydive, the tolerances for the guns on the wrists are really quite stiff. And don't be surprised if a couple of bits pinch you as you get arms into positions. I can speak from bitter experience. No out crunch, leg rotation 90 out to the front, 90 out to the side. We'll probably go just over 90. Can go all the way back because there's no kibble as well, so nice all the way back bend there. 90 degree-ish bend on the knee. And ankle tilt, which is nice, and a toe tilt. So there's more going on here. I just think it's a better mold. I think it's better engineered. I think there's more to do. The guns are nice with the twin blaster. It's just doing a better job. Which sadly, I cannot say for the other releases. Okay, on to some comparisons. 2 arm bots and 2 bots from Hasbro, 2 combiners that they're doing in the Age of the Primes line alongside Vortex. I was really quite impressed with Vortex's robot mode, as I am with Firefly actually. I don't know if it's enough to keep me in this new wave of combiner wars, if I'm honest. But we'll find out when it's all combined up, when it's all said and done. But I do think this is a good Vortex, and again, they're going to all be like this. I think you have to think like that, Devastator being the exception, but a 5-bot team, when it comes to Limbots, they're all going to be of this stature and size. Well, this is interesting. Alongside Takara Masterpiece Bumblebee 2.0, should a Chug Deluxe be bigger than a small Microbot Masterpiece? That's a tricky one, isn't it? But yeah, that's how they look. I just thought as I picked them out of the collection, I thought, I don't think you're that big, mate, and you're certainly not when you're alongside the Chug Scale Deluxe. I believe I showed this comparison before. This was from the War Dawn episode, the box set that came out with Orion packs being reused of a previous cut mould with Alpha Trion. And this works, doesn't it? For the War Dawn episode with the Aerialbots going back in time to save him. Yeah, I can imagine that the Aerialbots and packs were much the same height pre-Optimus Prime. Okay, let's get this guy transformed up, shall we? And here he is in his alt mode. Definitely one of the better figures of this set in this mode. The mold is very good. There's a lot to like about it, and the colour, the accents working all the more. I really like this mold for Slingshot, so it was little wonder that this was going to be good, but that red, the highlights of the blue, all done on point, all done to a T. Very, very impressed. It just makes me wonder then, could the other releases not have been as good as this? Is it just down to sculpting? Is it just down to the mould? This guy has much more life than, say, Air Raid or even Skydive before it. But anyway, he is a good looking character. It's funny, when I had the Fans Toys Viper, Fireflight was the weakest of that set. And this guy isn't. Just thought I'd pop that in there. How many times can you get a Fireflight reference into a video? Maybe I would have liked slightly thinner dividers or lines on the cockpit. They seem quite thick and somewhat cover up the image, but yeah, otherwise he does what he needs to do for this type of jet that he is. Let's get in for a closer look. As I say, that kind of chubby yet slender fuselage really working nicely here. You've got the detailing underneath on the underside for the robot mode, but the accents on the wings, it's very akin to the character, so it's all meant to be there. It just works. It really does a good job. Even the slightly chubby-ish nose cone doesn't look too out of place. I think it is just the roundedness of the cockpit, or not the cockpit, the fuselage, as I said, the canopy section. It just does the right job. The colours are making it pop all the more. Very, very impressed. You could argue there's not too much in way of plain gubbins, save the wings, but it does what it needs to do, and I like the twin blaster effect. Again, it's just a remold of Slingshot that was already a good figure, so why am I not surprised this is good as well? I will say the landing gear, much like before, is a little bit of a cop-out. You've got moulded ones permanently at the back, and then the back of his head folds down to be a landing gear. I mean, it works, but it's a bit it's a bit simple, isn't it? Just to have some small little stubs protruding. No opening and closing cockpit. It's a shame, but really, for the character in this scale, if you're going to keep them this small, then I can't really argue what you're doing. You've done a fair enough job. Okay, on to some comparisons. Now, as I'll say, I'll do more individual jet comparisons in the final combined video when we get there. Here he is alongside his twin release with the Age of the Primes Skydive. Couldn't be more different in terms of shape. And yeah, I guess I can see why they didn't release arms and legs together, because it would just be the same mold. So they've released Slingshot even and Air Raid being two different molds, making up two different components, and the same for these guys. They are just redecos of their previous counterpart releases, so no real surprises here. This may give you a sense of scale alongside Bumblebee Origins Bumblebee. Was it Buzzworthy Bumblebee? I think it was. From the pilot episode. Yeah, so we are dealing with quite dinky scale when you think of it. Fireflight has no business as an Earth-based jet to be anywhere near this saucer thing that Bumblebee is, but I thought I'd show you anyway. And we'll keep it dinky alongside Wingspan and Pounce. It's a very odd comparison to go alongside Decepticon clones, but again, we're dealing with very small scale. He's got a similar wingspan to Wingspan, surprisingly. I just don't think the Aerialbot should be this size, but I thought I'd show you anyway. Well, at least he's bigger than this, alongside Blocky's Defender version Jetfire. I mean, it was never going to be any other world where he was bigger than Jetfire, so I've got to give him that, if nothing else. So what is my view on this Viper? Well, he is definitely one of the prettier ones, as I said in the review. The design and the mould is better than Skydive and Air Raid. Slingshot is better. As a matter of fact, I've got him here, albeit in jet mode, but that is a nicer looking jet, and it really suits the Slingshot character better than Combiner Wars did. And that translates into robot mode just as well. The fact that even if there is some kibble, it's kind of in a silhouette. You wouldn't necessarily notice it because it's in line with the legs. Things just work well. The only thing that really lets him down are the thinness and the flimsiness of the hands and the arms, and whilst I don't really like the arms, they fold away for transformation very well, very tidily. It keeps that rounded edge, as I say, for slingshot. Very smooth, very curved, and somewhat, dare I say, aerodynamic. But the detailing here works lovely. The highlights are blue, dotted throughout, particularly around the eyes. The eyes very capturing as well. There's more to like here than his fellow Wave release of Skydive. There is night and day difference. This guy comes across very dull, whereas Fireflight does not. And okay, maybe you can say it's leaning into the combine mode, but ankle tilt, there's more going on here. So I feel like I'm getting a little bit more for my buck, a bit more bang for my buck, more for my money's worth. But is it worth £23 to £25? No, it's not. But I do think it's worth a bit more than 8 though, realistically. But I will say this is the best Fireflight's ever looked in the Chug scale or anything outside a Masterpiece. He has not really had much in good way of representation. I don't think the Combiner Wars version looked fabulous for him and gave him a surprise faceplate, not to mention the confusing name around Firefly. But if you want a tune accurate one from Nikita Vector Sigma, then yeah, this is fine. He's just very small. But the transformation's good, the jet mode's good, the colours are nice, it does everything it needs to do. It is better than the other releases that have come out before it, certainly for the smaller deluxe scale. As I say, the arms are the biggest flaw in terms of the mould, and the price is just really holding it back. But based on this, I'd give this guy 3.5 for the star badges. Better, it is going in the right direction, and I felt if the other deluxes were like this in this range, if the other sets such as Air Raid, such as Skydive, if they were like this guy, then it would be a much more of a home run set overall. Okay, well that's all the reviews done for the individual limbs and of course of Silverbolt. We will now be doing a combined video coming out very soon where we have a look at Superion. It'll be interesting to see how that one forms together. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button because I will see you on the next one.